Today, Tandikile, the mother of Cwecwe, we are living in Matatiel. She's 7 years old and she's about to turn 8 in September. Last year, she was doing grade 1 at Cwecwe College that is located in Matatiele town. Last year on the 14th of October, I arrived home late because I'm the first to leave home and I'm the last to come back, hence I'm working out of town. So when I came back, and my husband was complaining about Cwecwe because she came back late from school on the day, and Malume, the transport guy, delayed to go and fetch them from school. Then on the 15th, I came to work and my husband was at home because he was off on the day. So our last born was not feeling okay, so he decided to take my son to consult with the GP. Then I also knocked off early on the day. Then we rushed to the GP. I also rushed to the GP to go and check up on them. Then we arrived home at about 11:30, and my husband asked some of our neighbors to go and assist him slaughtering the pig because we're preparing for my 1-year-old son's party that we're gonna have it celebrated on a Saturday. So now Cwecwe came back from school at about 3:30. When she came back, I was complaining about her having a jersey on because the temperatures were very high on the day. She did not answer to any of the questions that I asked her. She just unzipped her jacket, and then I saw that even with the pants that she was wearing a gray pants on the day. The zip was not up, and I asked her, "Sis, why are you wearing like this?" She did not respond to that. She went straight to her bedroom, and she came back, and everything seemed to be fine because we just seated there chilling in the sitting room. So at about 6, because with the meat that we had, it was a fresh meat and also it was hot. So she complained about having a stomach ache at about 18 hours. So I was like, okay, fine, maybe it's the meat because it's fresh. And then now she rushed to the loo and she came back. Within 10 minutes, she said, "Mama, still, I'm not feeling okay." She went again. When she came back, she couldn't walk properly. But in my mind, I thought she has been constipated. I never thought there was something that was not okay with her. And then what I did, I gave her an antidiarrheal and also Panadol. I said, "Sis, you go and sleep," because she sleeps with a helper in her room and also with my 1-year-old son. I said, "You go and sleep, sis. Should you feel anything at night, can you please come and knock at our door?" She said, "Okay." And then she went to sleep. And then now on the 16th now in the morning, I decided to wake up at 4 a.m. so that I cook supper, assisting the helper now, because hence my son was not feeling okay. I was like, okay, maybe he will need more attention today, so I had to assist today. So while I was cooking, I had my husband calling me. He said, "Baby, can you please come to the dining room? I just met with Cwecwe and she's saying she's going to the loo." I asked her, "Sis, what is happening?" She said, "Mama, I couldn't sleep at night. I woke up three times because my bums are very painful." I said, "Oh, okay, no, it's fine." I used the torch for the torch on my phone because there was a load shedding. I said, "Okay, you come this side so that I'll be able to check your bums." And she came. I asked her to kneel on her bed because I wanted to check her bums. And then what I discovered is something that it will never erase on my eyes. The anus was not tight, and the size of the anus was of the size of a tissue, like this one. So this is what happened. Still, rape stuff or whatsoever, it never came into my mind. I asked my husband to come and see because I don't know what is happening with the child now because she's in pain and she's crying. And I can see poop from far, but still she says it doesn't want to come out. And then I decided to take her to the GP. That's where it was discovered that the child has been raped, because even the doctor checked, even with her private part, like the one in front. She said no, there are injuries here, and there are fluids with the GP now. So we're referred to a psychologist, and also to go and see and report the case to the police. And then we went to the psychologist. Unfortunately, on the day, they said no, we should book an appointment. So we had to drive straight to the police station. While I was driving to the police station, I was like, okay, let me just pass by the school so that I tell maybe the class teacher that my daughter is not fine and she's been raped. So now I went to the school. I rang the bell at the gate. At least the clerk came out. I don't know if the clerk or secretary, but the lady came out, and I told her that no, we were facing such an incident back at home. The child is here in the car. She cannot walk, because she couldn't walk at the time. Now, so we went straight to the police to report the incident. We attended, and we were escorted to Tuzela now, to the hospital. And the child was questioned by the social worker on what happened. And the day that we focused on, it was on a Tuesday, the 15th now, not the 14th, when she came back late from school. And when she was like telling everything that happened on the day. Until then, she was attended also by the doctor at Tutuzela, and then semen samples were collected from her. And then I asked the doctor about the walks. And then now DNA samples were collected, and we went home. When we arrived home, she was fast asleep. And then at 8, because we decided to give her the prep at 8, so by 8 p.m. Dad woke her up, and I had a jug of water, my hand in the glass. So at the time she was crying. She said, "Mama, I want to get into this jug of water so that I'll get better." So I said to my husband, no, this is not normal now, because I can tell this thing is affecting her psychologically. So we decided to drive to one of the hospitals in Potchefstroom, and we arrived in Potchefstroom at about 25 minutes past 12 midnight. Now we're on the 17th of October. Mind you, I'm pregnant at the time. And when we arrived, we had to explain to the staff that we're having this incident, even though we are aware that some private hospitals, they don't attend to rape cases, but we had to plead. At least now we're allowed to get there, and then we got admitted. Now we are admitted, and at about 8, because my husband was sleeping on the car and I was sleeping in the ward with the child, and I called my husband. I asked her to come inside the ward because I needed to go and freshen up. So he came. When I was done, I overheard the conversation, because I wanted to go and join them. Overheard the conversation, and my husband was asking my daughter, "Sisi, you came late on Monday, on the 14th. What happened?" And my daughter did explain that yes, they came late because Malume fetched them late on a Monday. By the time they were waiting for Malume, which is the transport Malume now, Malume, which is the caretaker, sent them to classrooms to go and sweep the classrooms. And the lady was like, "Oh, okay. And then who did you sweep with?" She said, "No, I was sweeping by myself." And by the time I was sweeping the floor, I got tired. I don't know what made me tired. I got tired. I don't know what happened after. Until then, I had Malume calling me, which is the caretaker now. I had Malume calling me saying that the transport has arrived. Then I came back home. Oh, okay, fine. Now I had to call the police because we've opened the case. I had to call the police as to say, no, we've got new information now, because remember, when we opened the case, our focus was on a Tuesday, yes, the 15th. We did not even look on what happened on Monday when she came back late from school. And then what I did, I went to the ward, I grabbed my phone, and then went back to the bathroom. I called Umalume, transport Malume now. I said, Malume, what happened on Monday? Why you came back late with the kids? He said, no, sister, I wasn't around. So I asked one of my colleagues, because we are driving the taxis of the same owner. So I asked him to go and fetch my kids from those schools like Bergview College. But on the day, I did receive a call from school at about 14:44. So it was 16 minutes to 3, but the school was over by 1400. So I did receive a call. I said, oh, okay, fine. But I was never called as a parent, because normally they call us as the parents and we are the ones that calls Omalume. But on the day, unfortunately, they did not. And then now, when I called the police and they promised to come, but saying that still the itinerary is gonna take longer because we're on the other province, and now it's KZN and Eastern Cape, so they can't. We got discharged on the 24th of October 2024. We came back home and she kept on saying, no, I'll buy my teacher chocolate. I miss my teacher so much. And now we got home and it was that excitement. We are back. And now we arrived at home on weekend on a Saturday. She said she wanted to go and play with her friend's neighbor friend. And then I took her there. She was playing with a friend and the parents were there. So when she came back, she said to me, Mama, my friends are saying they miss me in the transport. Can I go back to your transport? But I asked her, say, how are you going to go back to the transport? Because you said you don't want to go back to school. She said, no, I'll go to school only if you or my father go and look up on me while I'm still at school or maybe in class. Said, oh, okay, fine. Then on a Monday, it was Daddy's turn. They went to school. Okay, she took a transport to school and Daddy drove to school, parked the car outside the gate. By 9:30, I received a call from my husband. My husband was saying, no, we're driving home because Cwecwe is saying she wants to go to school. She wants to go home. Okay, fine. Then later on, she said, no, Mama, I want to go back to school again. But will you please also be there? I said, okay, now, fine. It's my day and Daddy has to go back to work. And while I was sitting outside the gate, she keeps on going in and out of the class. She's waving at me. She wants to see where I'm parked. So I decided to go, because now what I'm experiencing is that even though I'm sitting here outside, I can tell that the girl is not doing anything because she keeps on moving in and out of the class. She's outside most of the time. And now I decided to drive to FCS, which is the police that deals with rape cases, the detectives, investigating officers. I drove to there and I was attended by one of the officials, police officials, of which she's not even the one that was assigned, that the docket was assigned to. But she attended to me and she was so arrogant. She was so heartless, I'll put it that way. And I wanted to understand and get the status of the case, because I needed to know. I said, Sissy, this is my child that we're talking about here. She said, but the doctor did not mention on the J88 that the child has been raped, but he just mentioned that there are injuries and then there is penetration. So there was that dialogue now, back and forth chats. And I said, Sissy, but now you are being unfair, because as a victim of rape, because I'm also a victim of rape, now my child is also raped, but I'm being treated like this in this office. I had to reveal now as to say, oh, did you know that I'm also a police officer? She started to stand up and attend to me. But by that time, it was very late, because I could feel that I started with the bleeding now. I drove home, and when I arrived home, when I got to the dining room, and I could feel, no, the bleeding now is heavier, because I fetched my daughter first before I went home. the bleeding is heavier, and I called one of my neighbors, the old woman. She came and I said, no, I'm having contractions, and I could tell something is going to come out. And then that was the end of the pregnancy, the miscarriage now. Okay, it was something that I never experienced in my life. I had to take it and put it in. On the 30th of October, I received a call from the principal's office saying that principal is inviting me for a meeting that will be held at the school premises on the 31st at 10. I accepted and I was ready for the meeting. And then I went to the meeting, and when I arrived, he was busy on his computer desktop. And then we sat, and she was like, no, I feel sorry for what happened to you, but now I want to know what is happening. So I had to tell everything, and also what the child has told me. And afterwards, and the principal had 2 for A4 papers that were written. On the first one is the one that he says he will support us. He's sorry for what happened to us. If we need any assistance, we can come forward, he will assist, and all the stuff. On the second page is the one that started to be a problem with me as a parent, because with the points that he listed in there, it's a reputation of the school, because he kept on complaining about the rumors that were circulating, that are circulating. I asked her who's circulating the rumors, because now I'm being threatened and intimidated by the principal, telling me that I should not talk about this thing. And he thought I was professional. I would understand what he wrote on the letter, talking about the community that will take out their kids from school if these rumors spreads, and the reputation of the school, and also if I keep on spreading the rumors, then I'll face legal consequences. I asked, oh, okay, fine. Now you're trying by all means to threaten me. So you want me to be quiet about this whole issue and focus on you and treat you well. But my child was sent to go and sweep the floor, and now we are facing such incident. And I asked him, who has an authority to send the child and sweep the classrooms? He said, the staff. I said, oh, okay. I got so emotional on the day, to a point whereby he did mention that I'm recording, but that was an hours later, and she said, no, I'm recording. I said, oh, okay, no, it's fine. Then I decided to keep quiet. I said, no, I'll never understand this. This thing, it's minor, it's nothing compared to what I'm currently facing, but it's okay if it makes you feel better. And then now I went out. When I was about to go out, he said, no, can I pray for you? And he prayed, and he prayed for me, and I went home. Then I arrived home. Now my daughter, she's very smart, because with all the subjects that she was doing last year, 4 subjects, she's an outstanding learner at grade 1. So she's very smart. She was supposed to even go and fetch her award on that 17th that we got admitted on. And then now on the 15th of November, I received an email from the school. It says an important letter for my daughter. And the principal said to me, if maybe the child doesn't want to come to school and I don't have maybe a doctor's note or anything, then I should write something down. So what I did, I asked the psychologist that we attended back in Potchefstroom to write something for us, so that it will motivate to also to the Department of Education, because the child is doing grade 1 and she have got level 7 in all of her subjects in all the term, from term 1 up to term 3. So she's a smart girl. Now, even with the police now, because they did organize a forensic social worker for us, a social worker from the police, a social worker from social development, because no one ever bothered to consult us. Even the police, they were like, no, we didn't know that you're not consulting with the psychologist. I said, but you never organized one for us. So how was I supposed to know where to go or what to do. 15th of October, now I'm receiving an important letter from the principal. Is saying that unfortunately the child won't be able to be promoted because the letter that we submitted from the psychologist doesn't meet the protocols of the school. If I need any clarity, then I should contact the Department of Education. Now it's been a month full. No one from the Department of Education that came over. Okay, only to find out that later on the 18th of November, that's when the Department of Education known about the incident through a friend of mine, but the principal never went forward and report the incident. Either it happened at school or not, but he never informed them. And then now there was a meeting that was scheduled for the 2nd of December. The principal was present. So many policies were requested from him, and he was told that he'll need to come and report those, in fact, to come and report, yes, those policies, and in front of Department of Education, for instance, the transport police. And on my side, I asked a question: how often do they vet their staff? Because I'm not saying probably the incident happened at school, but I'm asking how often. He said no, once you get hired, then they vet you, then after you stay. Because even with the caretaker, I've been there for almost over 10 years, but he was vetted long ago. I said, oh, okay, that's fine. I also requested for a contract that I signed as a parent now, as to say, I allow the school to send my child to go and conduct the chores, because I never send my child to go and do the chores at school. I'm still waiting for it up until today, because the meeting was set to be there, to be held at the school premises on the 11th of December. 11th of December, principal was nowhere. Yes, the principal was nowhere to be found on the 11th, even though there was his representative in the meeting. So I thought by now the outstanding meeting will be set, but still nothing. With the circuit manager, when I asked him about it, and he said, no, let's wait for the 15th of January so that the matrix results will be out and the staff members will be around. All of them will be at least at work at the time. I said, oh, okay. But still, there's that outstanding meeting we haven't set with the department. I even went as extra as to say, if the department feels like I'm bothering them, then let's drop the case, because I can see that I'm the one who keeps on following me. I'm not saying I need a special treatment, but I need answers for my daughter. What happened to my daughter? I took my child to school. I never sent my child to a rapist. What happened to my daughter? And even if the principal keeps on saying, no, I don't see a need of conducting any investigations. Why? Yes, there are no cameras in there. And then why the school never called me as the parent? Because I should have organized someone to go and fetch my child if it was late. The latest that they call me if Malume delays, it's 2:15, which is 14:15. But on the day, they never called me. They called straight to Malume at 14:44. And why the principal is hiding that there was no call that was made as per internal investigations that he did. So I'm kind of confused and being ambushed by the circuit manager, because when I requested for the minutes of the meeting that we had at Bergview College, he said no, he won't be able to give me the information, especially the minutes are not there, but the only thing that he has is the report that he had to submit to the department. I said, oh, okay, but still I need to see the minutes. I need to see those minutes. I don't care who says what, because even with my daughter, it was very difficult to take her to another school, because I'm afraid now. I can't trust the Department of Education, because now I feel like they are playing hide and seek. I try to call them, someone will be like, no, I'm stuck in the traffic, no, I'll get back to you, no, I'll phone you, blah, 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 up until today. And the school is operating normally. I'm not saying I was going to stop the school. No, I wasn't going to do that. But I need answers. What happened to my child? What happened to my child? Does she deserve to be raped? Both sides, at the back and also in the front. Does it have to be like that? Why my child? Why? Who raped my child? With that one, I need answers. And I can't be silenced by the principal telling me that I shouldn't talk about this. Nevertheless, the DNA samples were collected from the caretaker, from the driver, transport driver of the transport malume for the day, and then also the ones for the principal. He doesn't want the DNA samples to be collected from him. He said he will consult with his lawyer. So that's where we stand. I need answers. I won't rest until my child gets justice, because I need to know what happened to my daughter. What happened to my daughter? Yes, I'm a victim of rape. She's also a victim of rape. Should I live like this? Do I deserve such a pain? So Department of Education, please, I need answers. What happened to my daughter? And then with the police, so far, the samples have been collected. They'll be taken to the lab when they've collected also from the principal, because I don't know why he's being so defensive. He kept on intimidating me and threatening me. So I said to him, no, I'll fight for my daughter until I sweat blood. I don't care. I don't care. I'll say what. Thank you.